Club didn't sit on their hands, though. Some big signings in the offseason. Of course, as we took a look, this isn't Carlo Ancelotti's perspective 11. This is Don Hutchison's 11, but we know it's pretty close. They've brought in, of course, Allan from Napoli, Doucoure from Watford, and James from Real Madrid. We welcome back Robbo, Frank, and Don Hutchison. Don, as the Evertonian in the panel, just how much are they going to be improved this season?
Oh, immensely. And I think for the first time, Seb, you can see a plan from the manager. I think, Everton over the last 2 or 3 years have spent an awful lot of money, but there's been no real plan. It's just like they sort of picked and choose some good players with potential. But under Carlo now, I mean, they are attracting some big players. Listen, Everton over the last 5 or 6 years, or even a little bit longer, without Carlo Ancelotti, would never, ever be attracting the players like James Rodriguez. So they're looking at a different market all of a sudden, which is exciting the Everton fans. I've spoke to a lot of them, and they are super excited. So they're building, and Carlo's building an exceptional team. You saw my sort of strongest team on paper. The trouble with that is, and the contradiction to that is, Carlo likes to play 4-4-2. So I had them down as a diamond with Allan sitting, who I think the Evertonians are going to absolutely love watching because he'll start smashing a few, which they've been missing of late. Doucoure will be powerful from midfield and get goals. James playing as the 10, and you've got Gylfi Sigurdsson, who was £50 million, and Andre Gomez sort of battling for a position as well. So all of a sudden, I think it's pretty exciting times going into a potentially new stadium as well, I must add, for Everton fans.
I feel like everybody wants to know what James is going to do in the Premier League. Frank, it's been so long since we saw this player really, truly dominate a game, maybe like 5 or 6 years. What can we reasonably expect from James?
I don't know, Sebi. That's the main concern that I have, and when I see those players, I always think, and wish them, to come back to their prime and show to the world that they're not finished. That's the concern that I have for James Rodriguez, because, he's been through many, many disappointments for himself, but also for the fans that he has, around the world. And since the World Cup in 2014, we only see the shadow of James Rodriguez. And I don't know if it's a good decision for Everton and Carlo Ancelotti to sign him. It was the shot, and Everton fans will be hoping for the best, like I do. But I still have some doubts and question marks about him, and we're going to see very quickly if it was a good thing or a very bad thing.
Robbo, what do you think Everton will get out of James this season?
Well, I think the other 2 players that Ancelotti has bought have been bought to get the best out of James Rodriguez because they're very good defensive players. Don mentioned Allan. I thought he's been brilliant for Napoli. Apart from last season, before that, he was their outstanding midfield player in terms of winning the ball back, getting around the field, making tackles, passing it quite simply, but also passing it into the front areas. Doucoure, likewise for Watford, he's a good athlete. He'll get back up and down the field. He'll win the ball back. He's a decent passer of the ball as well. And that will allow James Rodriguez to be the creator in that midfield area. I think Don had Sigurdsson in the side as well, but I don't think they can play together. So I think it's either James Rodriguez or Sigurdsson that's going to be the playmaker. Hopefully we see James back to his very best. But those 2 other midfield players are going to be key to it.
Don, I'd be remiss if I let this segment expire without mentioning the fact that you picked West Ham to finish in the top 4 last year. Do you want to reserve a similar fate for Everton right now?
I'm not going all in, Sebi, like I did last season. I've made that mistake once last season, and I'm not going again. But I will predict, hopefully, that they finish in the top 7 and a Europa League spot.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.